We're snorting cap rates and shooting up cash flow here at Deal Junkies. Welcome back to Deal Junkies. We are back in the studio, the three of us, minus Dane. We love you, Dane, but we can't believe you're in Hawaii again. So come back home, please. I don't know what you're doing, but it can't.
He's going
be
to
good.
Texas right when he gets back.
I'm going to Texas next week,
and then he's going
Maybe
to
I'll see him
and then
there.
he's going to Greece in July.
Greece? That'll be fun.
I think.
Wow, he's the world traveler. Mike's just shaking his head. He hates Dane.
I hate that guy sometimes.
Is this why you guys argue all the time? You're
Jealousy.
You're
Jealousy.
You're just like this young guy.
It actually is. The people that I hate the most are the people I see myself in.
Oh, so you see yourself in Dane?
My flaws, yeah.
Wow.
Day is a flawed version of me. I see him as a flawed version of me. That's so bad.
So I wanted to use this time.
But I'm not a narcissist.
Are you sure?
No. Okay.
When you say that, that means you probably are.
Yeah,
typically.
well, I'm a smart narcissist. High effective achiever.
You're a smartcist.
Yeah.
All right.
I wanted to use this time to get more free advice selfishly for myself.
Oh, for yourself, selfishly.
Yeah. Yes. So, and
Didn't
I know
we do that on episode 24?
we do it on as many
We do it on.
episodes as I
Yeah, we
can.
do it a lot.
And 48 and 72.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Probably, but you love giving advice, so this will make you feel good. Okay, so one of my biggest mistakes I think I've made is not necessarily wasting time, but kind of wasting time with trying to make now money from helping other people buy their deals and whatnot, when I should have just aligned. And this is the advice I give people now. Had I gone backwards, I would have just tried to figure out how to make all my money from doing deals, now money and later money. So then I'm just doing deals all the time with that in mind, rather than like, hey, let me go do this other thing to make some now money, and then also
yeah, it's because you
later
were on
money.
the dark side. You had a broker license.
Well, is that the dark side though? Because he was actually helping people, or that was the
Yeah, it's a dark
intention.
side. It's a dark side because it's a distraction. So, and the reason I say that is that's what I did. I spent way too much time doing free education and free meetups and free lunches and free everything and free this. I didn't have a license, so I wasn't trying to monetize that. So that was literally just out of the good of my heart to.
I really like
do.
doing that though. It's fun.
Okay, but you didn't have another way to do now money, right? So I was doing deals, and I was just focused on buying deals and flipping and land development. So I was doing that to make my now money, and then the meeting with people was rarely oriented towards my now money. What ultimately became a benefit was you help enough other people meet all their goals, and then now you get a momentum, and then that does feed other resources into what your system is. And this is why I say it's the dark side, is because not that you had an agenda at the meeting, and not that you weren't truly educating them, and not that you didn't want that for them. It's just there is a context around that meeting that then creates some boundaries around it. And unless you're really good at understanding what those are and eliminating them immediately, it creates a vacuum type context, whereas now it's not necessarily accomplishing what you want it to accomplish. That's how I see it.
Do you remember why I told you I brought you in as a partner?
No.
Because I had given you the 3-hour lunch that you always tell everybody about.
Yeah.
And I said, you know how many times I've done that?
Yeah,
And
thousands. Yeah.
Nobody ever listens, and you listened.
Yeah.
So this is the same pain that you feel, is like you're out telling thousands of people to do it, and they either don't want to, or they can't, or they don't have the vision, or they're scared. There's a lot of reasons why people wouldn't do it, right?
Yeah, I'm just thinking it delays me from doing the thing I really like to do.
And here's why, is because when you bring the license to the table, they are the ones creating the context in the vacuum. It's not you. They're seeing you as a realtor. You're an investor, but you have a license, and you're talking about how can you guys work together. That context is never around me. Even though we have the exact same conversation, we talk about the exact same things, that context is gone, and that context shrinks you. It doesn't shrink me because I don't have it. I'm an investor. It's like, oh, they start thinking, well, how can we collaborate? With you, it's more of a collaboration of, well, he's a broker. He's trying to help us buy our first property. He's going to get a commission, yada, yada. Whereas there was never, that context was removed from my conversations.
Yeah, I have both those conversations, I guess. But like for me, I'm just like, it's just way harder to do two things than one, so I should just do the one thing, but structure in a way that gives me everything I need.
And again, going back to retail industry dominates 90 or 80% of our thoughts. Because you have that lens, it just forces people down that road. And it's not you, it's them. So you got to think of, how do other people think? They don't even see the iceberg. They can't even think of the tip of the iceberg. So they focus where you sit on the tip. And then they frame that in their mind. And then that affects ultimately how you interact with them. That's how I see it.
So you talk a lot about delayed gratification, which you do a good job of. You don't have a family, you're not married, you don't have a lot of expense. You still drive a Prius. Like,
I want to get that Hummer that you have though, because $600 a month, dude. Have you seen these, dude? All their friend group all bought electric Hummers now because they got it for $600 a month, no money down.
What?
And yeah, dude, and I'm paying freaking double health insurance right now, which costs me like $600 a month. So I'm like, if I just cancel one of those, I'll just get the Hummer.
How's the
You got to be able to plug it in somewhere. You got to charge it.
That's the only part is I don't know where I would charge it.
You got to go buy a house and put a charger in it.
Just park it in the parking garage. They got chargers.
Where? Downtown?
Yeah.
So I was told, tell me if this is wrong, but people are like, it's convenient enough, like you're just getting gas and driving around enough, like you don't need to charge it at home. You'll just charge it out when you're out and about.
No, that's wrong. Oh. No, I charged it like one time away from my house, and it was the worst experience of my life. Like,
yeah. Dude,
you have
going to the gas station sucks.
You plug,
Charging's 10 times worse.
It's 10 times worse. But plugging in it at home like your cell phone and never having to go to the gas station again is awesome. Amazing. But you never want to travel more than a couple hours away because
it'll die.
You'll have to go charge somewhere, and you'll be fighting people to get on a charger, and you might not get a fast charger. I mean, you don't want to deal with that yet.
Sorry, I cut you off. But delayed gratification, you were saying, or
so your lifestyle doesn't require a ton of now money, except for you want some now money to cover down payments, bleed, show liquidity. Like you have other reasons for having cash.
Yeah, I want to buy more deals.
Okay,
and invest more into more deals.
So you're going to try to align your businesses to where doing deals pays you now money and tomorrow money.
Yes, and that's a good idea, right?
It's a great idea.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I think I have. I was waiting for this day. I was wondering when we were going to get here.
It seems so clear. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. Like, this is the obvious answer, correct? What I like to do is buy deals, so I should figure out how to get paid now money.
Usually what you like to do is what you're good at.
Yeah.
And so if you like to buy deals, then that's what you're good at, and you should buy deals.
Alignment happens when you're doing what you like.
If I could just talk about my own deals with people all day long.
That's all you do?
All day long. That'd be amazing.
You're the head deal junkie, man.
Isn't just that the direction you're going?
Yeah, but I don't know why I didn't do it sooner.
Because you had bills.
You're distracted by a stupid license that you got.
And did you ever get your broker's license?
No.
You ever talk about it?
He was going to do it.
And I told him not
to. You talked him out of it, I think.
No,
you're welcome.
I only got a management license because that's the goal I had.
Yeah, so my biggest thing I've learned is I shouldn't have been trying to do multiple things, and I should have just done this one thing, but structured it differently.
One thing that guys like Mike and Logan is a great example is you don't have a license, or you hang up your license, and then what happens is you see the amount of money that brokers are making on deals that you're doing most of the work on, and you're probably going to have the thought of like, I should either get my license or find a way to funnel referrals into my business, because I'm lining up the debt, I'm lining up the deal, I'm negotiating the deal. All you're doing is passing notes back and forth. You picked up a listing, good for you, but do you really deserve 50 grand out of that? I think I should dip my hand into your pocket. And for every investor that really is handling the bulk of the negotiation and just speaking through a broker, I think many times they feel like the broker doesn't earn the whole commission.
And that like I mentioned it on the one deal that a friend was doing, where I'm like, fuck, I'm going to get my license because I'm doing half the work, and I just to know the guy, not even a buyer or a seller in the transaction. But again, there's understanding why you need licenses. So right now I'm thinking about getting a license just so I can join another brokerage and then have my team come underneath me just to get rid of E&O and the liability and the management side of owning a brokerage.
You should get rid of all that together completely. Just gone.
Whatever.
You should just join SMI, dude.
But so there's a purpose behind
this would be
it.
cool.
The rare bird team at SMI.
Yeah, you should just bring them to SMI, because then you get to come, Sang gets to come. We're all in the room together trying to do deals. That's way cooler.
There's no way I'm putting fucking purple on my set. This is
You
not
can use
happening.
green then. I don't know.
Magenta is not happening.
Your bird will look cool in purple.
It might actually. The kestrel.
You can have your own color for rare bird. It's just going to go
Yeah,
on a
dude.
purple sign. That's all.
Yeah, no. I can't.
Just over the color purple.
I can't. Yeah.
Is more. There's more. It's deeper than that, I think.
Absolutely. No, the magenta color is too much. Oh, well, no. The reason, if you want to get into it, was 1992, the Blazers were in the playoffs.
Were you born yet, Trevor?
No, I was not.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was wear your Blazer shirt. So I wore my, it's the spring because it's playoffs, right? So baseball season has started. So I wore my baseball pants to school and my Clyde Drexler jersey and my pink. Remember, so in 1992, I had these neon coats that came out, these bright. And so I had a bright pink magenta color. I got so made fun of. Like, that was a traumatizing day in my life, was
I
showing
don't
up.
like
I thought I was awesome.
He has
I was like,
trauma.
the baseball pants are cool, they match my jersey, and then I got my pink coat that kind of matches the red numbers on the jersry. Dude,
Pink
my
and
best-
red don't really match.
my
though.
best friends
Only on
made fun of
Valentine's
me.
Day.
Well, I didn't know that, but I, like, literally,
We're purple, Mike. We're not
Kids are-
pink and red.
Do you
Okay.
Kids are
think
mean.
Mike should cancel everything he's doing and just get paid off buying deals and do more deals?
I don't know.
That's
I
how
mean,
the-
kind of
so
feels
the-
like that's what everybody should do, right?
That's
But we
what I
all
think.
work. I mean, we all have to have an income stream.
How do you think I get paid?
You make money through management fees. That's probably insignificant. You have your brokerage team. That's probably not that meaningful. And then you make most of your money from flipping and doing deals. So, right?
Yeah.
So I think, as someone that doesn't know the answer and has no experience, that you should end all those other things. Then you'll do more of this thing that's giving you most of your money.
But it
and then
depends.
you'll
It's
make
like,
more.
it's kind of like the SMI machine. Like, why would I have a brokerage and management company and all this stuff? Besides, I do make a substantial income on it. It's also because it allows us opportunity. It's a machine that finds deals, wins deals, finances deals, manages
It's an essential
deals.
component to the ambiance.
The synergy of the team finding, like working together. Like, there's something bigger than us that happens at SMI. There's a reason why he has Rarebird, is because that's a platform to allow him to go do the things that make him
But it's
money.
leverage. It gives me leverage in life.
So that's why, like, you're talking about your Vesta platform. Does that allow you to do more of what you like to do? If it takes away from what it is you like to do, then you should either alter the platform, or
Yeah, I think
you should
it's-
pass that on to some people that can run it for you while you go off and do the things that you like
it's
doing.
alter. It's already so much free stuff we give, and then it's just continue to give that free stuff. And then does it support us buying more deals? Basically, like, does it help us raise capital? Does
You
it help
just
us
need to
find deals?
delegate your way out of it, so someone's doing some of the more monotonous tasks, and then you
I
can
mean, I've done
focus.
that mostly. But
Well, when you scale, what happens is you have different varying levels of opportunities, and so now those varying levels so I talk to the commercial owners and I talk to the free and clear owners, but I don't talk to 80% of the opportunities that come on our plate. I'm reserved for the higher value opportunities. You can do the exact same thing with Vesta.
A few years ago, Vesta wasn't a thing, and nobody knew who Trevor Howard was. Today, people have heard of Vesta, but everybody knows who Trevor Howard is. Like, every single person I talk to, when I bring up your name, they're like, oh, like, you have built a brand around yourself. And so you can do with that brand whatever you want. If you want to be in education, or you want to be in brokerage, or you want to be an investor, or you want to be raising money, or doing whatever you're doing to do deals, like, you use that platform to build your own brand, and you can do with it whatever you want. But nobody can answer that question for you. But
I just want to own more deals.
Personal branding is significantly more important than business branding too. Absolutely. That was the biggest lesson we learned with Investor Lab. We spent so many resources into business branding when we could have just put resources into personal branding, and that would have done way better than any.
The problem is, one day you want at least for me, I don't want my phone to ring.
Correct. There's a ton of value to your life to have the business brand, but building a personal brand is significantly more powerful and easier to do than it is a business brand.
You can build both, but building a brand and buying deals is two different things. And so the question is does building a brand help you buy deals? Does being Trevor Howard help you own more deals? Does Deal Junkies help you own more deals? Like everything that you do, that should be the guiding light, is to own more real estate. And if you're looking at anything in your life that is not leading to that end, then it needs to be changed or it needs to disappear.
So you looking at my life third party, what things should I change and adjust so I can own more deals? Because you want me to own more deals, because that means you own more deals.
I think you should find a girl whose family owns about 10,000 doors, and you should marry her.
Become the asset manager. The in-house asset manager.
And then you should convince them to help fund our deals.
Look,
and
you're
to
so
merge our
over-
portfolio.
I don't think I need to
here.
do it that way. Give me a different way.
He
to
always
do it.
throws away my best ideas at first.
That
It's like,
is a
then
good idea,
later on
but-
he'll be like, "No, this is a great idea."
I mean, that is a great idea.
I'll
but
tell you what
that's
I
not the
think.
vision. I see.
Menashe has a couple daughters, I think, maybe.
Yeah, there you go. You want to know what I think?
Yeah.
You're not gonna like the answer.
Okay.
Ooh, those are the best ones.
Be more patient.
Ooh, that's what I tell them all the time.
I'm very patient.
No,
You're
you're
not.
not.
Not at all. That's why I call you a golden retriever puppy dog. Because you're just so ready to go. Okay, yeah, let's go. Ah, yeah.
Patience kills progress, Mike.
And do you know why I say that? Because I was you, dude. I went in so many stupid directions and so many distractions. And I could
Dude,
get
I'm
no
getting pretty
traction
good
in
at
life.
narrowing down right now. I've been cutting.
Because you have really good mentorship in your life.
Yeah.
They keep telling you the same fucking thing. Slow down. Be patient. Enjoy life.
No, speed up, but
Go
cut
run
down
100
the other
miles
things.
once.
Patience is about what you do in the interim while you're waiting. So I got to figure out what to cut.
Meditate.
No, well, maybe. I don't know.
He's doing yoga now. That's why this is
Yes.
his mind is starting to finally
Yep.
develop because he's doing yoga.
Well, and I've hit the age where your brain starts to develop fully now.
Oh, you got your frontal lobe.
There you go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
almost.
you should literally take time to think. So meditate, pray, yoga.
No, I think too much. I need more action.
No, you're
That's
not. Yeah, that's probably a problem. Thinking too much.
Yeah, think too much. Need more. It's simple. We
but
know
how
how to
do
buy
you
the
get it
deals.
out of your head? The thinking.
I really like thinking. It's pretty fun.
See, so you're doing what you like to do. You like to
Yeah,
think.
so I'm just trying to figure out how to better align all the things I'm doing so I
just
buy more deals.
Just live. Why do you need to buy more deals?
It's my favorite thing to do.
Could you okay? Say you could get 10 more deals right now. Would that be okay?
That's awesome. No, that'd be more than
God,
okay.
this guy doesn't care about the back end. He just doesn't care about his team.
He's a true deal junkie.
Yeah. Here's what you should do. Have some empathy for the fucking people that actually manage your property and
Yeah.
asset manage it. And understand that there's a limit to what people can handle.
We got test Mark's limit, so we got to get him more
no,
deals.
I like Mark. Do not burn Mark out. If you burn Mark out, that's the
Mark
worst thing you
can't
ever
get burned
do.
out.
No,
It's
he's
impossible.
a lot like you.
Everybody can get burnt out. Brain fatigue.
Yeah, I think that Curly has taught me that when you don't know the answer to a problem, like if you don't take any action until you know the answer. So one of the things is you've gone down a certain path and it's got you to where you're at, which is not a bad thing. All the things that you've done are not necessarily mistakes. They're just part of your path that got you to where you are. And you had to learn who you were through doing those things. And now you're starting to understand more about who you are, and you're looking big picture, and you're delaying gratification. You're doing all those things. So your brain is becoming fully developed, and you're starting to realize you should not do things that distract you from the end goal of what it is you're trying to accomplish. So everybody wants something different out of life. Everybody wants something different out of real estate. So you can't, like, one deal that you think, I've told you this before, if you think it's not a good deal, it's still a good deal to somebody. Maybe. There's a way to put that deal together for somebody. Every deal is a deal. It's just not a deal for you or me or Mike. Like, we all look at the world in a different way. We all want something different out of real estate and out of life.
You do more deals by doing better deals.
Yeah, I agree with that. But
You should buy cash flowing deals.
Well, that's
Then you'd be like, wow, we could buy 10 more and we'd be doing good.
That's what we're doing right now, and then that's why I'm like,
Well, then you don't have to worry about now money
Well, that's
anymore.
what I'm thinking, because now, yeah. Dude,
We've been buying all these real estate, not even thinking about cash flow. Now we're like, hey, we should probably get some cash flow.
I'm just thinking about how many opportunities we see in what we're able to do right now while doing it part-time. Right? And I'm like, we're not that aggressively trying to buy deals, and they just kind of flow.
Yeah, you might get frustrated though when you do aggressively try to buy and you realize that we were already doing most of the deals that we were going to be doing anyway. I mean,
I don't know. I think we can
you
do
think
way
you
more.
can double the deal flow, triple the deal flow?
Yeah, because I think the problem with why we don't do more deals is we get caught up on the ones we're trying to do, and if we had like, hey, I'm getting them on the front end, then like Dane's maybe getting them closed and working them through, and then Mark's taking it over on the back end, and we have that system continually running and it doesn't stop. That's where it's really good, because right now we get the deal right, then we close the deal and we're like, oh shit, we got no deals that we're working right now. We gotta go get some deals, and then we're like, holy shit, we got too many deals, and we go through this roller coaster like a realtor does.
Yeah, your pipeline ebbs and flows.
Yeah,
whether you're buying or brokering, and you're like, man, one day you're like, am I ever going to be able to eat again? The next day you got more work. You know what to do with. You're like, gee, I should have been relaxing when I didn't have any deals, but you don't.
So now I'm like, well, if I'm just trying to do all the deals all the time, and then they're doing the back end part of it, it'll all grow together.
Why do you want to own so many deals?
It's what I'm destined to do. Like, I need to. This
But
is my
if you're
favorite. It's
destined-
my favorite thing to do.
You are the next Paul
If
Curley.
you're destined to do it, then why are you so anxious about it?
I'm not anxious about it. I'm just trying to figure out how to do more. I want to do more. It's my favorite thing is to do more of them. So why would I not want to do
Is this
more?
what not anxious looks like?
He's excited.
He's excited.
You like golfing, so you try to figure out how to golf more. I like buying deals, so I want to figure out how to spend more
yeah,
time
but I'm
buying
not
deals.
anxious about it. Well, I guess I do because
I'm not anxious
All
about
right,
it.
I see. Okay, great analogy. I feel you.
Trevor lives a pretty amazing life. Take the real estate. I mean, real estate's what got you there, but like all the things that you do and the way you travel and the
I can
freedom
do whatever
that you
I
have,
want whenever I want. It's pretty cool.
That's something most people on this planet don't have.
Yeah, I'm lucky. But I've dude, you all get to experience it too, but looking backwards to what I was doing when I was 22, and like for the past 5 years, I've basically been able to do anything I want, whenever I want. And it's pretty cool.
Did you ever have any sleepless nights though?
Yeah, sometimes.
No, he's a puppy dog. That doesn't exist.
Because that's the number one thing I want to do is sleep.
Yeah.
If I'm losing sleep, I don't care about all the other things I can do.
I gotta go.
All right. Are we going to keep going or wrap it up?
Well, let's keep talking about
All right.
Mike
All right.
when he's out of here.
Oh, we got to let Mike go. Mike's.
He has to go golf.
Sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt.
Is that why you're leaving to
Where
go
are
golf?
Where are you going?
No, I'm in a group coaching thing from 1 to 2:30 every Friday. Shout out to Aaron Belke.
What are you learning?
Amazing performance coach.
Oh,
It's a
performance
living vision accelerator. So it's a resource
What are you working on?
resource evaluation.
What part of
and
yourself are you
vision.
working on?
Pillars. Just kind of
Which pillar? What's your main pillar you want to work on?
Health, business.
Is health the main one you want to work on right now?
I don't look at things as main things to work on. Is health more of a priority? Absolutely. 'cause
Holistically.
the sun is out. Yeah.
The sun is out.
You should call that trainer guy I gave you the phone number.
I want to be healthy because the sun is out.
I know how to do it. I don't need a trainer.
Bye, Mike.
See you, Mike. Love you.
Too sexy for my shirt.
Okay, so where were we?
Figuring out now that Mike's gone, we can throw his advice out the door. And
What was his advice? To be patient?
yeah, he forgot his jacket. Oh well.
That's okay.
Wait,
The
so
sun's out.
yeah, what do you think we should be doing? Because like, I want to buy more deals.
Well, you ask me
But-
this question almost every day.
Yeah, so this is what I've realized. People get annoyed because I keep asking them the same question, but in
yeah.
a different way. But I've thought about it a little more, and then I think about it a bit more, and then I gather other people's information. Then I disregard their information. Then I realize their information was right a little bit later, and then I think it was my own idea. And this is the thought process I go to.
Okay,
But
so-
then I take action on it because I think it's my own idea
Sure.
at some point. But you've probably told me that, like, just buy deals, and you'd give Logan as the example of how Logan went through that progression, and then he realized he should just buy his own deals.
Mm-hmm.
But my fear with doing that was having enough now money, but I think I'd actually make more now money just by doing deals, because doing deals makes us so much more money than helping other people do deals,
Now money?
right? I mean,
Oh, if you can charge ACK fees or
if we just
broker
broker it
fee.
to
Yeah,
ourselves,
yeah.
like,
Yeah, now you're just, I mean, when you think about it, a brokerage fee really gets paid by the buyer. You got to bring the money in to pay it.
Yeah.
Everybody says, like it's on the seller side of the closing statement, but the buyer's bringing the money to the deal to pay for it. So you are the buyer paying yourself. So if you broker the deal, then the brokerage fee can come back into Stack, or it could come to you or Dane or whatever, and you guys can make money brokering deals into the partnership.
I'm just thinking like then incentives are completely aligned where it's like, okay, we make now money from buying the deal, and we have the long-term vision on the deal, and then we just do that as many times.
The problem with that is when you're a syndication or you're a group like we are, a lot of times we want to go out and tell brokers that they can rep both sides, or we're not going to dip our hand into their pocket and that sort of thing. So there's not always going to be a commission to be paid, but there's still some, and you can charge AC fees. Like on a syndicated deal, you can charge an AC fee, and you think about the big syndicators, they're not out running 5 other businesses. They're just running their syndication. That's how they operate. It's the one thing they think about every day.
Yeah, and we'll have, like, now that some of those assets are finishing up and they are starting to cash flow and things like that, you have more money from that. But we will probably reinvest all that money into getting more people, is my guess.
Maybe. You can also invest in the payroll for
gain more people,
so that you guys don't have to worry about now money. There's different things that we can do to. I think the one thing that is the takeaway here is when you do start building a business or building a portfolio, it takes time, and then once it gets to a certain level, it actually gets to the point where it's going to start throwing you some money, and then you can decide from there. Like for me, buildings throw money, business throws money, whatever, and I just reinvest, grow. I've never really just stacked it up. I've just been in hyper growth mode for the last 10 years, which is cool because I got to a high point, but now I get to the point where I want to slow down just a little bit, and I want to be able to have my buildings start paying me back. Like there's a period of time where, you might use a down payment, or you're investing in a property, or you're putting a roof on, you're doing all the things, but then there comes a day where that building has to pay you. And so if you never get to that point, why did you buy the building? That was the whole point to begin with, and you might forget that along the way. Yeah. But at some point, that building's got to pay you, and it's got to come back. And it will. It'll come back in spades, but it might take years before that happens. Once you start building those, then you have to decide, do I want to just live on some of that cash flow and go out and try to buy more deals? The problem is growth mode is always going to burn up your cash. And so when you're somebody like you and I with the personality that we want to be on the gas pedal and buying all the time, there's never going to be enough cash. So you just have to make sure you've got either a couple of buildings that are cash flowing enough for you, or a business or two that are cash flowing enough to where you can live the lifestyle you want to live. And then you just let the portfolio grow.
But then I want my business to be in the business of buying deals that it gives us.
Sure.
Because I think I want to spend my time rather with people like where you're helping them build their portfolio, where I'm talking to like through the podcast, we can probably get more people too, but people that are steps ahead of us that I can then learn from, like, because that's what I did when I was scaling too. And that was the most fun because I got the most personal value out of it. Talking to all those
having fun, and also talking to other people helps you hone in on your own strategies, learn new things, and while you're teaching other people, it's making your ideas more concrete and showing you who you are. But you've been a broker now for a number of years. I mean, you had a license since what, 22, 23 years old?
Something like that, yeah.
So you're 5, 6, 7 years in. I mean, Paul Curley learned this lesson in 6 months. He got a license, brokered the biggest deal that was brokered in Oregon, and 6 months later he gave the license back, says, I don't want this. He called the license a liability. He said, I don't need all these licenses. When I have the licenses, he was a lawyer. He's done it all, right? And so he said, I don't need it. Like, I can do what I want to do when I don't have the license. I don't have to. When you have a license, it means that you have the ability to get paid by somebody, which means you have the ability to be hired by somebody. So now you have a boss. Yeah. Your client is your boss, and now you're working for them. And he just said, sure, it was fun doing a deal and making some money, but ultimately he didn't want to do deals for other people. He wanted to do deals for himself. I'm wired a little bit different. I have more fun doing deals for other people, getting a check right now for doing a good job, helping my clients get rich, and I love it. I just really enjoy that. But at the same time, I'm smart, and I know that I'm going to have to build my own retirement and own buildings. And so I enjoy the brokerage side of it probably more than the investor side of it. But I've seen the spreadsheet, and I know where wealth is built. And so, it's my job to tell everybody to own more real estate. That's just what I do. But as part of that, we're going to own more real estate. And I think your focus is you're starting to learn what you want to do with your day. I had this conversation with one of the guys from the Investor Lab meetup. We went out to lunch together, and I sat down with him. I said, what do you want to do? Why do you want to own real estate? He says, I want to be a billionaire. I said, well, why do you want to be a billionaire? And he says, well, it just sounds cool. And I'm like, yeah, it does sound cool, but what does it really mean to your life? Like, what are you going to do with that money? Like, that's more important. So I said, rather than think about it in terms of how many doors or how many buildings or how many dollars and all that stuff, think about this. You wake up in the morning. What does your life look like? Your future self. For me, I sat down, I had a little journal when I was on unemployment. I wanted to redesign my entire life. And I sat down, and rather than thinking, I want to be a millionaire, I want to own buildings or any of that stuff, I just sat down and I said, I want to write down, I want to design a life that I want. And so I put myself, imagine I'm my future self, and I wake up in the morning. The first thing I thought of is, I don't want to wake up with an alarm. I never want to wake up and have to go somewhere because I have to get up and go to work, or I have to get up.
Do you wake up with an alarm right now?
Nope. Only if I'm waking up to go do something I want to do.
Yeah.
But what's funny about that is I designed a life to where I didn't need an alarm, and now I wake up at 6 a.m. every day. I don't need one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm up early. I'm up at 5:30 or 6 anyway. So, nothing's going on yet. I can go work out. I can do whatever I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. But back in those days, I was thinking of my car business days where for 20 years I had to set my alarm, get up, work all day, work late nights, and, and then get up and do it all over again. And I mean, hearing that alarm go off every morning was the worst part of my day. I hated to hear that the alarm went off and then I had to get up. So I didn't want to wake up with an alarm.
So even when I had a W-2 job, so I get 8 hours of sleep every night. So like if I go to bed late, I just change my whole next day. But even when I had a W-2 job, I did that. I just showed up to work at like 11.
Well, luckily you had a job where they didn't fire you. Like I didn't have that
Everyone
job.
had such low performance that I was like, they'll be fine with this. They would get upset and they'd be like, do you want to go home with no pay? I'd be like, I guess if that's what.
Well, problem is, as you get older, when you're going to wake up at 6 a.m. every day.
Well, that's what I do now, yeah.
And then if you go to bed at 2 a.m., you're still going to wake up at 6 a.m.
No,
then you won't get this. You won't. Someday that won't. Well, maybe not. You're a robot, so you might be able to just hit the button 8 hours.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about your life in terms of designing the life. Who do you want to hang out with? What are the kind of things you want to be doing? We want freedom. We also love to work. Like we go to Maui all the time, and you'll see, we're all sitting around a table, we're on our laptops working, and we're in Maui. And then we go play on the island, we do what we do, and then somebody's on the phone doing a deal. Like we want to mix together. Like we want that life. That's the life we design. We don't want to not work. We just want to work on our terms, do the kind of work we want to do with who we want to do it with, where we want to do it.
Mm-hmm. So that's why I think about, I'm like, okay, if I can pivot to doing more stuff with you, Mark, Dane, I just love, that's my favorite thing to do is talk about deals and do deals with those people. It's like, wait, I could just do that all the time. And then Mark could also do that all the time.
Sure.
And Dane, I'm like, and then if we're all doing that all the time, how much bigger does that get?
Yeah, we just started our company a year ago, right? And so when you're getting started, it's like, well, where's this going to go? We have big dreams, but are we actually going to make, now we have a year behind our belt. We bought a lot of assets. We've done a good job. And so now we have something to where we're like, oh, we can see that this could turn into something real. Mm-hmm. And so now we're going to go work it. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't give 100% of your time to it.
Yeah,
it's going to make me more money. I'm still going to go help people buy deals. I think you will too. I think that you'll find that you still like to help them. The complaint that you have is you want to do deals more than the people you're helping want to do the deals, or people just want you to do the deal for them.
There's a very select amount of people that are awesome because you can really impact their life and they take the advice and then they do the deals, but then there's all the other people who are.
So if you're in the audience and you're listening, take action. Be somebody who wants to help themselves. We want to help you help yourself. We don't want to do the deal for you, but we want to help you own more real estate. That is really, I think it's in our hearts that we want everybody to own more real estate. We love deals even when we're helping somebody else do a deal, or you find a deal that you can't do by yourself and you need help, like Mark talked about in one of the last episodes. You said, how'd you get hooked up with Gabe? He said, well, I was a residential minded guy. Gabe told me to think bigger. He said, if you ever get into a big deal, call me. He did. I signed on a loan with him. We went and did a big deal, and now Mark's out building, hundreds of units and running a big company and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So, like, I challenge everybody to think bigger. I challenge anybody that wants to do a deal, do the biggest deal you possibly can. If you get into a deal or you find something, give us a call. We'd love to do a deal with you. So it doesn't just mean that you and I are going to go off and just do our own deals. We're still going to help other people get into deals. We're going to bring on other partners. We're going to bring on, we're going to help everybody that if it makes sense for them and they want to get in and they really want to do the work themselves, we'll still show them how to do the deal. I think we'll always be open to do that. But just in your business model, the way you run your company, you'll probably have to do a little bit of a shift.
Yeah, because I don't like that we're being employed, and then it's almost like if I didn't take money for it, then it'd be better.
But there's no reason why you can't own that company and other people are being employed.
Yeah.
Like I own the brokerage. I don't broker as many deals as I used to, but I still have 50 brokers that are out brokering business. I don't shut the brokerage down just because I don't want to broker as much anymore.
Yeah.
I just go focus on the things I want to focus on, and I help the brokers as they need help.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing. It's no different.
Okay.
By the way, Trevor and I have this conversation, I think, almost every day. So I need to get his programming upgraded because I think he's in a loop and he's just he's asking me the same thing over and over and over.
I haven't processed it yet.
You're the dumbest smart guy I've ever met.
I overthink it, and I don't want to take the wrong action.
Analysis paralysis.
Yes.
That's worse than having no patience. Imagine combining analysis paralysis with no patience. Ooh. Those are the things you need to think about.
Yeah. So, anyway, I think we know we're working on it towards the right path.
I think you're doing just fine. You don't give yourself enough credit.
I don't need credit. I just need deals.
You're a drug addict.
Yeah.
Just
so
like,
are you.
Just like Paul. Yeah, I know. I seek help for that. You got to find some balance in your life.
I have lots of balance. I do lots of things, I think.
You do lots of things.
But if I don't, where I get lost is if I don't have something planned on my calendar. I don't like free time. Free time is dangerous.
Why? It's the devil's playground. What do they say? An idle mind is a devil's playground?
Yeah.
So you're saying an empty calendar is the devil's playground?
It's bad. Yes.
You start thinking of doing bad things?
That's where people start drinking. They start doing drugs. They're doing all the things you
not
don't
enough
want to be
purpose,
doing.
not enough direction.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to build your day around things you like to do. Give yourself enough freedom to feel like you're not forced to do it, but you still have purpose and direction.
That's been the coolest thing about investing in real estate is lifestyle design and like being able to do all of the things.
I like that word.
Yeah,
lifestyle design.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like I now pick all of the things I like to do. I put them on my calendar. I make sure I'm doing them. And then my life improves, and then I can fit, like I could go work, like, because we work almost every day, but we don't work necessarily like 14 hours in one day. I might work 4 hours 7 days a week, 1 week, and it shifts. But everything's like moving forward. But you get to do all of the things, and then all of the things that we do for fun actually help our business.
It does.
Too.
Yeah, it all ties together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people go play, they go travel, they go, put some friends on the boat, and then next thing you know, they're investing in one of our deals. I mean, it's just, it all goes hand in hand. Eventually, everything, I think, to me, like the perfect life is when work and play sort of become just this seamless thing where you can't tell the difference between the two. You're just always working and playing all the time.
Yeah.
And I think you're doing it. You're on your way. As a matter of fact, you've taught me a lot about doing that. So you got.
And then we taught Chad.
Because all I did was deals before I met you. You actually got me out playing pickleball and doing some other things. What did Chad do?
Well, Chad's been traveling now. Chad was making fun of us for doing not working enough or whatever he was saying. And now Chad realized, oh shit, why am I working? I think he realized, why am I working so hard? Because he's a workaholic. Yeah, but I think he was doing it for a means to an end, kind of, right?
I don't know. I mean, he didn't have to work as hard as he does. He just, we're all wired a little different. I think
Chad's
guys
just sick.
Chad,
if you're listening, you're sick.
He listens. Chad is just like anybody who has an addictive personality. Our instincts are just tuned up to the max. And so there are different things that people want to do in life. It's natural for us to want to eat and sleep and work and all these things. But, you can get one of those things kind of dialed all the way up and just get on it. And if that's what's giving you your dopamine hit, then that's what you do. And if work is what he does and that's what he loves, it's like you and deals. All you want to do all day long is do deals. All he wants to do all day long is work. It's not necessarily because that's the end goal or because he has to or wants to or needs to. It's just what juices him, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and he's a very successful guy. It's a good thing to get juiced on deals and work. It's not a good idea to get hooked on, meth and heroin and alcohol and other bad things. Like, there are good things to be addicted to and bad things, but being addicted to something still gets things out of whack. It still gets your life out of balance. You got to have some balance and do some things. So the fact that you exercise and go run 100 miles and do all the things you do is good. You need to have you don't want to be one-dimensional to where all you want to do is deals.
Yeah.
But you can integrate all those other things into doing deals.
Mm-hmm.
And I would invest money with you because you can almost run 100 miles. That would be impressive to me. I'd be like, if this guy can almost run 100 miles, I think he'll probably take this deal to
one
the finish
day
line.
I will. I'm taking summer off now, so I'm doing yoga 4 times a week. And I got a stretching coach now, so I can fix my body. And then,
can you open your arms yet?
No, I think I'll be able to. I think I'll be able to by the end 3 months or so. I think I'll be able to move. Yeah.
T-Rex arms.
Yeah.
So you're going to be they seem like they're opening up a little bit more.
No,
now.
that's a bone thing. Those won't ever go straight, but I'll be able to move like a normal person, hopefully.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Wow. They're making improvements in robotics, I hear. Elon Musk is about ready to launch Grok. You're going to have some competition out there. I might just have to fire you and get a robot to do deals with.
It's not cool.
I'm just teasing. I'll never fire you. All right. You want to wrap it up?
Yep.
All right,
Do you
guys.
have any final words to Mike?
What? To Mike? Oh,
Yeah.
We love you, Mike. Mike is such a good guy. He gives a different perspective, I think, to us and helps us see life through a different lens and real estate through a different lens. So,
Mike, I would appreciate it if you start replying to my text when I invite you to things. It'd be very kind of you.
He was mad at me today for being late because I got stuck in the parking lot chewing the fat with some guys. So I'm sorry, Mike. We love you. And Deal Junkies, we love you too. Keep tuning in and subscribe, share us, tell your friends about us. We don't advertise this podcast yet, but we're about to blow it up. And you're at ground zero. You're our fans. And so we'd record this even if no one was listening, but we're thankful that you listen. We hope you're getting something out of it, and we hope you own more real estate because of us. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.